Hey cats, what's happening? I just spent a couple hours detailing my bike, and after getting caught in the rain last week, it was filthy, so it needed a good cleaning. So I thought I would just kind of talk about that for a minute, show you some of the stuff that I use. And, you know, detailing is something that a lot of bikers dread because, you know, there's just so many nooks and crannies on this thing to clean. And I mean, you could easily spend a whole day and not quite get everything. Now, I could have, you know, used aluminum cleaner and cleaned the rims and put tire treatment on the tires to make them look brand new. But I didn't do that. I just went over all the chrome and all the metal, the paint, and just gave it a good detail. So one of the things that I noticed right away was on the chrome here and on the chrome here, see the black background? A lot of it was missing, chipped, faded. This was almost completely gone. So I thought, well, I got to do something with that. So I have this blue painter's tape, this stuff. And what I did was very carefully, you know, taped off all around the edges of this. Now the middle part was chrome was still exposed. I just did around the edges. And once I had that done, you know, I made it nice and wide so I wouldn't get any overspray on anything else. And then I used this just a can of regular Rust-Oleum gloss black enamel, and I just hit it, not a heavy, just a little spray. And then I peeled off the painter's tape. And then what I do is I take a paper towel and put a little acetone on it. So I got a small piece of paper towel with acetone on it, and I can just like wipe over. The black paint will stay in the grooves, but you can wipe the paint off of this part. And so I did it there on the front. I did it here on my license plate bracket. I just wiped off the chrome with the acetone, left the black inside the middle, and did it down here too. So that looks a lot better. I mean, it's little things like that you don't notice every day, but when you take a close look at your bike, you're like, okay, I can fix that. And usually it's an easy fix. Now what I did on the leather, like down here, my fringe, my saddlebags, again, more sweepers down there, I just used Armor All, regular Armor All. Where did I put it? Oh, it's sitting over here. Yeah, just a little pump bottle of Armor All works on that. You don't want to put Armor All on your seat though, because what will happen is your seat will become a sliding board. It's pretty slick stuff. So you can use, you know, a leather cleaner or just something that don't use Armor All on your seat, or you'll be slipping and sliding all over the place. So I did that, and then I spend a lot of time on the chrome. You see my chrome's polished up pretty good all the way around, and that's what takes a lot of time. I use this Eagle One Never Dull, and it's like a cotton wadding with treated with some kind of a chrome cleaner, and it works real good on chrome. It takes all the bugs and debris right off of the chrome. You just rub it in pretty good and then use a towel. Now this is my chrome towel. It's pretty filthy. It's going to have to go in the wash. I do not use this on the paint. I just use this on the chrome. For the paint, I use F11. And you know, here I have a really nice clean towel that I can use. And I use the F11 formula, top coat F11. And that polishes up all of the paint real nice. It gives it a really, like you can see reflection in it, in a gloss. Now, one thing I can't get rid of is all the dents that I got in there. I've got, you know, some dents in my gas tank, and I'm not sure how those happened. This one and this happened when I was loading it up on a trailer. Now, if you've ever loaded a bike on a trailer, you know, you got the ramp, and then the trailer kind of levels off depending on how it's hooked up to the vehicle. So there's a bit of a crux there. These Harleys aren't, you know, don't have a very high ground clearance. So as you come over that crux, usually the belly of the bike snags on that and catches gunk, and it won't go anywhere. You actually have to lift the rear end of the bike up and get it up onto the trailer. Recommended you do that with help. In my case, I was trying to load the bike by myself. My wife was there, but she was just kind of watching, and I drove the bike up onto the ramp, and right as I came up onto the trailer, the belly of the bike snagged, and the ramp's only yay wide, you know, so I went to put my foot down, and there was about a 2-foot drop, and I went all the way over. The bike went all the way over, and the fender hit on the rail of the trailer and put that nice crease in there. Now, I was told by a body man that you could probably take that fender off and you could probably work that dent out of there, but the paint looks like it's kind of damaged there a little bit, so he didn't recommend that he could really fix it to where it would look, you know, new again. He said he would try it if I wanted to, and I just have never followed up on that. I don't know. I'm almost afraid to do it because this paint job is one of a kind, and it would cost me a pretty penny, and I'd hate to have to paint it again. I don't have the money to do that. The custom paints are pretty expensive. This being, you know, a harlequin color. Right now it looks kind of bronze, almost purplish, plum colored. But you get it out in the sun and it'll change different colors, and it's pretty unique. Just looking at it from the back, it's just kind of a dark brown almost a dark plum color. But when you put it out in the sunshine, that's when it really shines. So yeah, I use the F11 on all of the fender. You can use the F11 on the tail lights, the turn signals too. It really polishes up that plastic and makes it look like brand new again. For all my glass cleaners, I mean, you can use a brand name Windex, but my wife was always sold on this stuff, Sparkle, and she claimed it was way better than Windex, and I agree. It works pretty good. So I use that on my windshield, my mirrors, my headlights. These headlights were just plastered with bugs, you know. It's something you don't always pay attention to, but, you know, keep your headlights clean and you'll have a much better beam at night. You know, and that makes a huge difference too. So yeah, all the detail just takes a lot of time, and you just got to put the effort into it. You just got to set the time aside and sit down. You know, I got this little pad that I can kneel on, so my knees aren't on the hard cement, because you got to really get down. I could have used my bike lift, but my bike lift's being occupied by this thing, and I just didn't want to take this all down and everything again, so I left it rigged up there, and I just got down on the ground and worked around the bike, cleaning everything up. I think it looks pretty good now. Tomorrow night there's a shindig up at the Harley dealership. It's Christmas in July. Well, what's that? It's kind of a Toys for Tot toy drive. So you bring a toy and you drop it off for the kids, and then they give it to the kids at Christmas, the kids that are less fortunate. But they got all kinds of others. They'll have food up there. They'll have music up there. They'll have beer up there. They'll have bikini contests and all kinds of stuff. So I think I'm going to go up there tomorrow night, meet up with some friends. And then on Saturday, there's vintage motorcycle races on the dirt track again. So I'm going to take, it's probably about a 45-minute ride from here south, and I'll head down there and watch the races. So I got that going on aside from any other riding that I've been doing. I've really been getting a lot of riding in this summer, and I'm pretty happy about it because having the freedom now of being a single man, I don't have any more schedules. I can pretty much do my own thing. There are perks to being single, but on the other hand, being that my wife's gone, I miss her dearly, and it can get pretty lonely around here. It really does. So thank goodness for the bike where I can get on and ride, and that's therapy for me. It takes away the depression, and it just cheers me up and gives me a good, wholesome feeling, especially when I have a lot of good compadres that like to ride too, and I love hooking up and riding with them too, and that's great therapy for me. I need that. Well, I think I've got it pretty well covered. I'm sure later down the road I'll find a spot that I missed, or you'll find a spot that you put the wax on but you didn't wipe it off. It's still cloudy, and you go, oh, how did I miss that? So I'll probably go over it with the fine-tooth comb here a couple more times, just detail it up a little bit more. I have a little digital watch here that I strap around the tree, so I can always look down and see what time it is. Because now the only clock I have is my cell phone, and I can't pull that out of my pocket and look at it while I'm riding. So I reset that because it was about an hour behind. So we're good to go there. Yeah, a lot of nice detail work on the bike today. All right, you may have noticed, on some of my ride videos, I still got to tweak this camera thing a little bit. I'm getting a lot of wind noise. That windsock that I put on there isn't ideal. There's some other things you can do to kind of cut back on the wind noise, so I may try that. I don't know. That camera that I was using is my old camera that I put on here. I don't know. The one I'm using right now is my new camera. I'm holding it in my hand here, so I put my old camera on there. This one I put in the saddlebag, and if I, do some hand filming, I'll have it with me. But I haven't really done that yet. But that one, I'm still tweaking it a little bit, just trying to work the bugs out. The camera, it was like right behind the edge of the windshield there, so you could see half windshield and half not windshield. I didn't like that, so I was able to reset this thing to where the camera's actually outside the windshield, but then there was so much wind noise, it just was roaring and you could hardly hear the motor or anything else, and I don't like that in a video. I don't like that wind noise. I got to cut that wind noise somehow. And I'll figure it out sooner or later. Well, cats, thanks for joining me today as I got my bike all shined up again. Shiny, as an old girlfriend used to say. I like the bike shiny, she used to always tell me. So, I'm going to wrap this one up, and it is hot. It's starting to warm up in the garage here, so I'm going to head in where it's nice and cool and get me some fresh lemonade. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked my video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe and join me on this ride. It kind of looks like rain. We got a little bit of the dark clouds up there today. Until next time, cats, ride hard and die free.